You can't be, oh, God is so good. And then when you get home, you feel that weight and that anchor right here. So your thoughts got to be here and your language has to be here. Until you get the spring cleaning done, this is all we're doing. It says, lift up this head, look up here. And in order for our thoughts to be in alignment with this, we need to make sure that we are filtering and throwing out the trash.
Welcome to Purpose Doula. Step into the labor room where your identity is restored and your purpose crowns.
Hey, welcome to Purpose Doula. My name is Maria Owusu, and I'm helping you birth your purpose. Now, that is for the ladies, but if you have men in this labor room, we need you and you need us. Y'all see how that works? So thank you to all the men that joined me, and I really do appreciate your support. So this is for you guys as well. Now, the message I have for you today is spring cleaning your thoughts. I know you're like, what? But let me tell you, y'all gonna have to get a pen and paper for this one because you are going to want to take notes. Not every thought we have, not every thought you have belongs in your home. That was the message that God gave me as I was sitting down, tired, and I'm just looking in my room. This was how the message came to me, right? So I'm sitting down, y'all vibe with me. I'm sitting and I'm just looking in my room and I see a half a pile of laundry here, some stuff and books over here, this here, that here. And I'm just looking at everything and I say, you know what? I need to just organize my room. I need to spring clean my room. And you know what the Holy Spirit said? That ain't the only thing you need to spring clean. I said, what you mean? Hold up. Not knowing there was a message behind me wanting to spring clean my room. It all came together. We also need to spring clean our thoughts. Yes. So we have seasons that we go over and over and over and over again, talking the same thing over and over and over and over again. Yes, you, me, we all do. But I'm going to show you how in 4 steps you can take yourself from the hamster wheel of saying the same stuff, thinking the same things, doing the same things, and reaping the same results because we are not spring cleaning our thoughts. So the first thing you want to do when you spring clean your thoughts, right? The first thing you want to get down is you want to write down what season you think you are in right now in this moment. And I'm going to give you the 4 seasons. That's spring, summer, fall, and winter. What is going on in the physical may not necessarily be where you are in the spiritual. For example, it's spring season, okay? It's life, it's giving, it's bright colors, it's go, 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 grow, 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 grow. But you might be feeling like, I'm good. I just had to go through a family death. Maybe you're going through a bad breakup. Maybe your money ain't looking right. There's a lot of people getting laid off right now from federal government jobs. I mean, the world is in a chaos. So the season of spring may not be giving what it needs to give because spiritually, right, mentally, my mind just isn't there. Like right now, I just got too much stuff going on to be thinking about go, 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 and do this and do that and do that. I just want to rest. I just want to chill. I just want to sit back and find out what going on with my life. You need to write down that season. What season is that? Is that a fall season? Is that a winter season? Because that's going to help determine what it is that you need to do moving forward. We live in our thoughts, but everything is moving around us, and we're having to force ourselves to be obedient to the world standards of how we should do things. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? You have to understand that God has set you aside for his purpose. And the season that the world has may not just be for you right now. It may not be your growth season. It may be your rest season. This is where I'm going to show you. You're going to have to be so honest with yourself that you are separating the true and the lie. I need a job, but I really want to go to school. The truth is, I just got laid off from my job and I don't know where I'm going to live. You got to put the truth down on paper. So much of what we are experiencing is here. So much of what we're experiencing is in our body. So much of what we're experiencing and what the stress and the diseases and the issues of our body is because we're not being honest with what is really going on in our mental space. So I want you to see what it is that your thoughts are focused on. I want you to look at it. And if you don't like to write, I want you to record it. Once you see your thoughts, once you hear what your thoughts are focused on, the second thing, any source of influence that has a message delivered to you, I want you to write it down. If you're in school, then you're around professors, you're around students. If you're around friends, you write down those friends. If you're around, if you listen to podcasts, you write down the type of podcast. If you're around music, you like listen to a lot of music. The reason why I want you to write down where you're getting certain messages from is because a lot of those sources feeds what it is that you think. Okay? So I'll give you an example. I love music. Music is my jam. I used to listen to a lot of music with a lot of bad cuss words. I mean, that's just how I get in the gym. When I'm in my headphones and I'm in that space, my music is, it was rough, okay? You would have thought I done shot up a bank. I done killed some people. I mean, y'all would have thought I was gangster with it, just grew up like, what? That's how I like my music when I'm in the gym. And I had to start putting that music aside because the message that it was feeding into my spirit, I'm this. Come and get it tonight. It's the type of messages that was feeding my spirit. Nothing positive, nothing encouraging, nothing motivating. This is the type of music that I'm thinking I need to listen to get pumped up because for whatever reason, it has a good beat. So I had to replace it with something more positive. I had to first dwindle it down and say, okay, you know what? I want to start listening to podcasts. I want to listen to other levels of music that don't feed me that type of information into my spirit. Because you got to understand, your body is a home. It's a temple. And not everything that you're feeding into this temple needs to stay. It needs to go. When you eat, you got to release those toxins, right? You got to go to the bathroom. You got waste. You got detox teas. But what do you have for your thoughts? What do you have for those songs that constantly wake up and be like, why is that song in my head? Of all things, why is this the first thing in my head? So that's why I'm wanting you to make sure that you are checking what sources are feeding your temple. Certain friends you may not need to hang around often. Certain TV shows you just may not be able to watch. And honestly, there are certain directors I just cannot watch their movies because their movies are too explicit. And when I watch their movies, it gives me a tingling feeling. And we ain't trying to go there. These are things that I'm trying to show you are streamlining your thoughts. I had to detox and get away from social media. Thing is, here's what you're going to learn about your spring cleaning. Once you start pulling the plug on some of these sources, you're going to start filling them up with better sources for you. It's filling up our time with a lot of waste and a lot of garbage. And let me share something with you. I believe that you are what you eat. What are the messages? Where are the messages? Who are the messages that are feeding you? You need to be very specific. If you're listening to mom a lot, say, Mom, I listen to what she says and this is how she speaks to me. If you're listening to family members, I listen to this family member and this is what they say to me. And you need to see it. If you don't like to write, you speak it. Third, this is my favorite one because this is actually when you actually get to have a little bit of fun. Visual board. I like me some visual board. I'm a visual board junkie. Yeah. I love me some arts and crafts. I am so serious. I love arts and crafts. And maybe that's why I put this in here. Here is the part about the visual board. I want you to just get 3 pictures. Just 3. You can do this. You don't need a whole lot to get this visual board done because this is not a year visual board. This is not like, this is what I want to do in my life. This is what I want to get out of the season. This is what I want to get out of the season that you are in. That's why in the requirement of this spring cleaning, you got to understand where you are. Where are you? What you doing? Where does God have me at? Because if you know where you are, then, okay, I'm here, but I want to go here. You need to visualize that. You need to see something that represents that. So in this season, I believe God has called me to grow up, adult up. Time to be an adult now. Yes, I want to be a better speaker. Just a few weeks after I did this, I got an email from my church. And guess what? They're holding a free learn how to be a speaker seminar or course that's going to be about 6 to 7 weeks, all for free. What? You understand how important visual boards are? It will change your life when you can see this is where I need to be. Okay? I need to be a better speaker for where I am going. And I put a picture of Oprah Winfrey up. And this doesn't have to be a person. This could be anything. Anything that represents where you want to go or what you want to accomplish. Birds will come and steal the seeds that God will put in your journey to help you strengthen your walk. And these birds will take them out. Take them out. And I need to stay focused on my goal. I need to stay focused on my vision. The 4th thing that you definitely need to do is declutter your secrets. Yeah, I know. What they start to do is they start to build. One of the first things that Satan introduced into the Garden of Eden was how to lie and how to keep a secret. So keeping secrets is just the way this flesh operates. It loves to keep secrets. It feeds on secrets and lies. It is essential that we deal with secrets head on and we share it with a mental professional. I have a visual hunched over like this when you're on the phone. I feel like that is really honestly how secrets lie on our shoulders, how secrets lie in our flesh, how secrets stay in our throat and they stay in our thoughts. It is so heavy. Come to me, all who are weary and heavy burden, and I will give you rest. It's not meant to be carried by yourself. In order to spring clean your thoughts, you're going to have to spray some deodorant up in there, okay? Spray some potpourri. The spray is renewed life. It smells like bleach and fabuloso. It smells and looks good. This is how you want your thoughts to be. I'm going to share something with you guys that I wrote this morning because in my spring cleaning journey, I am learning to be more proactive in my writing head on first thing in the morning so that I don't find any excuse as to why it cannot get done. So in my devotional for this morning, I'm just going to share it with you as to what this may look like. It is by grace that I am saved for this kingdom. Today, I will share the good news of the Lord. I will share his abundance. I will share and let the world know about his love. Today, I will share because I care. And it was a small little, just something small from the heart. But guess what? It was me lighting the candle. It was me spreading my little fragrance around right here. It was me doing that. Like if you coming over here with some negative energy, that's only going to, that's like a bug. I don't want to catch it. I don't want to catch your negativity. Leave that over there. So that is why we have to spring clean our thoughts. We got to make sure that our thoughts are stayed focused on him. Right? That's what you do. You got to make sure you finish it off with good stuff, with good things. So you done wrote down where you are in your season. You are now figuring out what messages and what needs to stay, what needs to go. You're throwing out the trash and the junk. You have your visual board of where you need to be and what you want to accomplish in the current season that you are in. You're taking it up to God. You're asking him to share with you and to tell you how to release some of the secrets you're holding on to. Okay. And then the fifth one is you are speaking life over your purpose. You are speaking life over your body. You are speaking life over your mental space. This is that fresh potpourri. It's spring, it's spring, it's spring. Okay, I'm doing too much. I would love to just pray for you. I would love to just walk with you in your journey in finding your purpose and creating purpose. And thank you all so much for joining me inside the labor room where we don't coach purpose, we birth it.